You're such an asshole.
Hello, children. All right, want to make the more official one of this. We've talked about it in passing, and it's part of Cappy Cap lore, but we'll bring this out. I realized this has nothing to do with gals, but I realized when I was younger, even kind of before I played D&D or any kind of RPG board games, that there was only so much time in the day, and between spending 2 hours round trip on a bus and 8 hours a day in a prison called school, wasn't a lot of free time left for you to go and excel and pursue other things. And this became crystallized when I did start playing Dungeons and Dragons. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with it, when you play this game, you have to create a character. You play a character. And there's some rules about how you create a character. But one of the first things you do is you get a character sheet, and there are various traits and strengths and weaknesses and abilities that you have, and you can allot some points into it. And it's been a while since I set up a character, but I believe you can only allot 20 points. And where you allot the points will determine your strengths and weaknesses and your abilities as you play the game. So there's categories like strength, intelligence, wisdom, charisma, speed. Although maybe that's determined by your class. But you get the idea. Okay, so if you're going to play a wizard character, you're going to toss a disproportionate number of your points into intelligence and wisdom, and you're going to be weak, and you're going to rely on the fighters or the barbarians to kind of cover you and do more of the physical stuff. And so you always like to have a group or a party of people who have a mix of everybody. So you got someone really fast, someone's really quiet, someone's really strong, someone's really smart, and so you kind of make up for any weaknesses and are able to cover all those weaknesses other people might have. Well, then I started dating, believe it or not, after playing D&D. And we can always joke, but I was not joking. I mean, I realized there was a triumvirate, there was a triangle, a trichotomy, as Turfling like Monkey likes to say. But whereas his is political, mine was about dating. But this would also apply. I'm sure there's three main characters, or characteristics that would apply to men. But I swear, to the point, like Chad Elkins could do a balance sheet on this, where you had three variables and traits. And if a girl was excelling in one, she'd be lacking in the other two, or she'd be okay in the other two, but really lacking in the third. And the three variables I noticed, not came up with, I didn't come up with, this is what I observed. This is what the empirical evidence said unto me. It was intelligence, kindness, and beauty. Some of this you may have seen in the what was it, the joke, the comedy skit, the Hot Crazy Matrix is a little bit there. But I found this very useful. Whereas if the girl was very pretty, and obviously you want to date very pretty girls, it's going to be lacking in somewhere else. And so obviously if you date 9s and 10s, they are not kind. They are mean. That's almost a dichotomy, not a trichotomy. But then also there'd be a sacrifice in intelligence, because if you're very pretty, you may have an actual, like a potential IQ that's very high. Like these girls may actually, if they were to sit down and test to be very smart, but they never had to use that. It was just they got by on their looks, so they were never challenged. It's like having natural strength, I guess. Like some guys are just naturally strong. They don't have to go to the gym, but if they ever went to the gym, they could have been a lot stronger. So here it's kind of like their beauty never forces them to use their brains, which they may very well have, so it never manifests. Like you have an incredibly intelligent woman who effectively, not potentially, but is effectively as intelligent, maybe a very pretty girl who also, I don't know, majors in engineering or something like that. But I found, like, almost to a balance sheet, man, if the gal was really smart, she wouldn't be that good looking. If she was very sweet or kind, she was pretty dumb. And you never could find you could never find the triple crown, man. You could never find the triple crown, a girl who is beautiful, intelligent, and nice. And I know everyone's got their own opinion, but I kind of, after dating enough, I kind of realized a couple things, like what was really important. And I came up with the ideal character sheet. And what it is first, she's got to be nice. She has to be. because you're not going to deal with a mean woman. It's just you don't deal with evil people. Period. They're not good for you. So the girl's got to be nice. Now you know you're going to take a hit in other categories. You just know. And so then it's like, okay, looks or intelligence. You're like, oh God. Oh God. And here's the others using logic. You got to be physically attracted to the girl. And so she doesn't have to be that hot. And of course, who doesn't want a 10? But she has to be hot enough that you want to have sex. And I found if you got that girl, whatever, maybe she's a little overweight, maybe she's, maybe she's a point or two below you, but if she's good enough, she's pretty enough. Like, and clothes and makeup and just long hair will go a long way. If girls put in the effort, girls can totally move a full point if they gussy themselves off. Easy, a full point. And so there's a little bit more flexibility in that. And then intelligence, reluctantly, I was forced to put it last because I would love to have an incredibly intelligent girl. I knew the smartest person again I ever knew was a girl. It was great. We had a great conversation. We kicked my ass in chess all the time. Not that good looking. Kind though, was kind. It was nice enough. But once you got a really nice girl and she's good looking enough, there's not a lot of points left to go on that character sheet for intelligence. And this is where old Cappy has had to bite the bullet in the past, where you're like, oh God. No, that's not your brake line. That's an antenna. I mean, there's some times where I'm looking, and I won't lie, like you cannot. This is where, if you going back in the olden days, there was finishing school. One, girls were thinner, obviously more attractive, as were men. I'm not going to lie there. There's also finishing school where there would be at least an attempt at politeness and civility as opposed to outright kindness, but it would still do. But also there would be like well known. A lot of people criticize it's the me geisha or geisha me or whatever it is. But if you look back in the geisha girls, yes, they were ladies of the evening, but they were also trained to be knowledgeable about current events so that you could take them to meetings or higher end establishments or I don't know, places where there would be important people and she wouldn't embarrass you. And ladies, if you're listening, I mean, if you want to seriously, if you could be couth educated about not necessarily politics or current events, but here's my 9.5 really sweet and kind girl who makes me cookies, IQ of 172 girlfriend, which I know there's only so much time in the day. But yeah, by the time you got it reasonably good looking, very nice, there's not a lot left in the gas tank for smart. And you're just kind of like, man, actually, okay, yeah, all right. And admittedly, get my book, Chris the High IQ. There's a problem. I'm sure girls run into this too. We got I mean, come on, no doubt. You got a really good looking guy, spends all of his time in the gym. I'm gonna bet he's not exactly well versed on Shakespeare, right? Am I right? This is equally applicable to the men. But if you can just pull off that trifecta, okay, you go to the gym, but while you're at the gym, why don't you listen to some literature or something or learn about economic history? I know it's dry. I know it's boring. I know it's not as exciting as what the Kardashians are shoving up their hoo-ha right now. But if you could get philosophy is a good one. You don't have to be a high IQ person, but you just have to be a good philosopher. Like, oh, I understand this. This makes sense. I thought about that, but the efficiency and life expectancy, already you're going way further ahead. Did you watch the girly show they told us to watch? I watched the girly show too. I watched The Bachelor, and I think Jamie should have gone with Bobby. I can't believe what Trisha did to Billy. But that's still nicer than a high IQ gal that has a fistful of feminist theory and is mean and hates your guts. Okay, so, but it's a nice little tool I used where it could be a unicorn. There could be a gal that has a 20 in every category. Yes. But usually, like, okay, she's pretty. You can immediately assess that. And it's like, okay, is she going to be mean or is she going to be smart? And then you're like, oh, here it comes. How do I check oil? Or the war date game. The Dick Show, Dick Masterson. Do the war date game. Every guy knows war. Why? Because we have to know. What if it happens? Ask a girl, when was the Civil War? 1920. When was World War I? 1921. When was World War II? 1890. So World War II was before World War I. No. Wait. Do you have a degree? Yes. Just be nice and pretty. We'll just take with the rest. I don't know why I linked to down below. I linked to something down below. Maybe it was the book of numbers. But yes, seriously, ladies, if you want to like, no, your college degree in BS studies does not count. We need you like study philosophy, study stoicism, study world religion, study world history. Okay. Know the years of major wars, at least in the country you're from. That would go a long way. No, wait, I don't care about global warming. That's not intelligence. That's just regurgitation. If you want to like be a little refined, like, oh, I know who Victor Borge is. He's a comedian pianist. Oh, I appreciate this cultural thing. That's good. Yeah. Not modern day art. So there we go. All right. We got any super chats? All the D&D guys will get a joke out of it. The Geth, $5. Reminds me of something I heard once regarding choosing women. Hot single sane. You have to pick two. Yeah. What was it? Husband, career, children, pick two. I think that's the counter opposite. There's a lot of those. Like in business, it was money, time, talent, pick two. Yeah, we could talk about sanity. That'd be a fourth variable. I mean, I didn't want to like complicate with, but those are the three I found. Purple Mayo, $5. It is better to live in a corner of a roof than with a quarrelsome woman. Yep. Yep. I'll take nice over intelligent any day. It just would be nice. Goth Rocker, $5. Aaron, I'm looking forward to receiving the menu. Oh, good. You got it in hardcover. Let me know how it turns out. I ordered mine, but it's taken a while. It's going to take like 3 weeks to get here. So it won't be here until May, but it will be a coffee table book for sure. Yeah, I'm kind of, it's first hardcover book I did. So it'll be very interesting to see. Ballistic Zero, new guy, $2. Not even Shakespeare is well versed in Shakespeare. Shakespeare? Are those rappers? All right. All right, there you guys go. We'll see you guys later.